You guys, I'm actually filming during the day. What the fork? I always film super late at night, but it can be really stressful at times, and I thought starting in 2019 that I would film during the daytime, which is when I'm the most grouchiest. Grouchy 2019 Holly, here we come. This means my negative book reviews are going to be extra spicy. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my most anticipated 2019 fantasy and sci-fi releases. I am so excited about filming this video in particular because there are so many incredible releases coming out this year that I can't wait to talk about. I need to share them with you in case you don't know they exist. A couple of these you may have on your list already, but I feel like a couple of them may surprise you. Surprisingly enough, I actually own some of my most anticipated releases already, which I'm so grateful for. There's The Hot King by Josiah Bancroft, which is the third book in the Books of Babel series, which I've already read and reviewed, which comes out later this month. There's The Gutter Prayer and The Wolf and the Whale, which also both come out later this month. And then A Boy and His Dog at the End of the World, which comes out in April, and I'll actually be picking this one up in February, so you'll be hearing a lot more about it soon. Oh yeah, and The Ruin of Kings by Jen Lyons, which comes out in February. Crap, I need to read this soon too. Ugh, so those are my very honorable mentions. So now let's move on to my official list, and I'm going to start off with new series and then sequels that I'm dying to get my hands on. And the first book that I'm going to be talking about is A Little Hatred by Joe Abercrombie. Now this book does take place in the First Law universe, and I would highly recommend reading the first two trilogies first, but this is the first book in a new series, so I thought I would mention it. I myself still need to read Best Served Cold, Red Country, and The Heroes, which is one of my goals in 2018 actually, so I'll be ready for this one. So this novel is following brand new exciting characters, but also some memorable faces from characters in the other books, which I'm so incredibly happy about. There's one character that I'm like dying to know what happened to. I mean, I still need to read that second trilogy, so maybe he pops up in that series, but still, like, I have my hopes up. That's really all the information that we have so far, and I'm just dying to see this cover reveal. And I've been contemplating lately on getting the new covers for the First Law trilogy, which is right here. I actually don't like these covers or spines, and the ones that they updated to are so pretty. Wait, a cover change better than the original? Didn't think that was possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch between adult fantasy and YA fantasy just to make things a little bit more interesting. And I know some of you guys who read YA don't read adult, and those of you who read adult don't read YA, so let's go to a YA fantasy. And that is Dark Shores by Dania L. Jensen, and this one comes out May 7th. This is the same author who wrote The Stolen Songbird, which has been on my TBR since like the beginning of time, 2015, basically since the earth was created, but it's on my priority TBR, and I feel like I'm not the only one who hasn't read Stolen Songbird yet, but they've owned it for a long time. I know quite a few friends who are in the same boat as I am, but I just could not help but put this book on my list. This cover, holy crap. It's this royal blue with like these overlapping images of a compass, and then there's like a really detailed jeweled brooch, and then a ship right on top. It is stunning. The only thing I really know about it is it's about pirates, and the other reason why it's on this list is because the plot kind of sounds like an adult fantasy plot. I get those vibes for some reason. It has like the word commander and army and war thrown into the mix. I'm very excited for this one. The next book on my list is One Word Kill by Mark Lawrence. That's right, we are getting a brand new series from Mark Lawrence, and this one is being described as Stranger Things. So instead of some fantastical world full of grimdark characters, this novel is set in London in the 1980s. Now, I normally don't like fantasies that are set in the modern day, but I will absolutely make an exception for Mark Lawrence. We are following a geeky teenage character named Nick who is unfortunately dying from leukemia, so he has to go to chemotherapy, but to keep his sanity in check, he plays Dungeons and Dragons with his friends. But some strange things start occurring. Certain events that happen in their gaming sessions are scarily too close to real life events. Also, time travel is being thrown out in early reviews, and I'm just so excited to see how Mark Lawrence writes in a totally new genre. Well, it's still fantasy, but I guess like a different time period. even though there's time travel. I don't know, maybe these characters go into like a medieval time. That would be awesome. Now on to my YA fantasy, and that is King of Scars by Leigh Bardugo. This comes out later this month, and this takes place in the same world that all Leigh Bardugo books take place in, the Grishaverse. But this one is special because it's following the character Nikolai, and oh my goodness, my heart goes out to him. He is this cocky, sarcastic character that most Grishaverse fans love. I honestly expect this book to be hilarious and heartwarming, and also Nina from Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is supposed to be in this book as well. Am I shipping these two characters together? I might be. Like Nina and Nikolai, holy crap, that's like the OTP couple. Shipping those two together might have started a war in the comment section, but hey, that's okay. The next book I have here is Dragon Slayer by Duncan Hamilton, and this one comes out July 2nd. I'm really excited about this one, and it's another one where there's not a whole lot of info about it, but a very vague synopsis. But it's described as following a man named Gullet, who used to be the personal guard for the king, but now he spends his day drinking and mourning the loss of his child and his wife. But suddenly he gets an order to slay a dragon, and it's very odd that he gets tasked to do this because these magical creatures have been long extinct for centuries. I am seriously always looking for a good dragon story, one that is done right and actually has dragons in it. So like, I'm super hyped for this one. The next book I have here is Blood Heir by Emilie Wen Zhao. This one comes out June 4th. I probably butchered that name, by the way. This is a young adult fantasy, but let's be real here. The main reason why this is on my list is because it's a dark Anastasia retelling. I will read anything that's set in like a Russian folktale setting, and specifically Anastasia. Like, give me all the Anastasia retellings. You know how 2018 was like the year of pirate books? I think we need a year of Anastasia. Please, in my lifetime, let that be a thing. Also, I adore this cover. It's so beautiful and so illustrated. I love the girl in the middle and like the buildings in the background. This book is being thrown out to fans to Six of Crows and Avatar: The Last Airbender because apparently in this world people can manipulate elements. Like, give me that all day. The next book I have here is Gideon the Ninth. Now, I really don't know much about this book at all, but one day it was just all over my Twitter feed and I decided to look into it, and it's described as lesbian necromancers exploring a haunted gothic palace in space. Let that sink in for a moment. That sounds so good. I cannot wait to get this one in my hands. I can just imagine like a cover for those words. Like, I hope I'm not disappointed by this one. But yes, I will definitely be keeping my eye on this one for sure. Lesbian necromancers in space. Sold. The next book I have here is Cage of Souls by Adrian Tchaikovsky, and this is a new adult sci-fi coming from Orbit that comes out April 4th. This book gives me such Mass Effect vibes. Anytime a sci-fi gives me those vibes, I immediately want to add it to my TBR. Plus, I really want to delve into adult sci-fi for 2019. That's one of my goals. I mean, I've delved into adult fantasy and it's literally like all I want to read now, and I think it's time for adult sci-fi. This is another book that doesn't have a whole lot of information except that we're following a man named Stefan who is described as an outlaw and a rebel, and what sounds like he just explores space and runs into monsters and mutants, and the synopsis describes the setting as the sun is dying in a city harboring very few humans. This definitely sounds like my kind of sci-fi for sure, and this cover is gorgeous. I love how lush green it is and all like the foliage and the animals in the background. I'm so curious about this one. The next book is Seven Blades in Black by Sam Sykes, and this one comes out in April. I just acquired my very first Sam Sykes novel for my birthday actually, so I'm very excited to hopefully read that series first before this one comes out. I know that's like really ambitious. Yet another book that doesn't have a whole lot of information, but all I know is that this cover reminds me of Devil May Cry. and I'm not complaining about that at all. The synopsis describes a land called Scar, which is torn between powerful empires and is where rogue mages go to disappear and disgraced soldiers go to die. It's also following a female protagonist who is out for revenge after she's betrayed by those that she trusted most. And in the beginning, she is about to be executed. Ooh, so ominous. I love it. Alrighty, so I'm going to have to stop myself there when it comes to new series. Trust me, there are so many more that I'm excited about. But these in particular are ones that I will for sure be either pre-ordering or just buying immediately and reading. Alrighty, so now let's move on to the sequels that I'm so incredibly excited to get my hands on. The first one is the third book in the Armored Saint trilogy. I forget what that series is called, but the first one is The Armored Saint and The Queen of Crows by Michael. I started this series last year and I loved them so much. The Armored Saint ended up being on my best books of the year video, and oh, I love this so much. The third book is called The Killing Light, and it's apparently coming out October 1st. That's what Goodreads is telling me. Better not be lying. But yeah, not a whole lot I can tell you since it's the third book, but just read these ones because they are so short. Look how short they are, like 200 pages. Come on. The next sequel that I'm very excited about is The Dragon Republic, and that's the second book to the Poppy War, which is right here, which I do have a spoiler-free review for, which I'll link down below if you want to watch it before you go into the sequel. I'm so incredibly excited about this one. I cannot wait to see what this author does with these characters and this world that can definitely be expanded upon. I can't even believe it's only going to be 2 books. This world is so big, so many things could happen, like the possibilities. I think it should be like a quartet, like 4 books or even 5. Hopefully the author maybe will create a new series based in this universe. A lot of authors seem to be doing that lately, and I wouldn't complain about this one. There's another book that I'm pretty sure is wishful thinking. I don't think it's coming out this year. Actually, I think it is confirmed it's coming out 2020, but that is the third The Band series. The first one being Kings of the Wild, the second one being Bloody Rose. I need this third book in my hands, or I at least need a cover reveal. I really want to know like the color of it. Kings of the Wild is red, Bloody Rose is blue. Maybe this one would be like green. I think that would fit. Alrighty, so those are all of the books that I am so incredibly excited about this year. Tell me down below what your most excited or most anticipated book of 2018 is. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up because it helps me out so much, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload videos every single week. Follow me on Instagram at Holly Hearts Books and on Twitter at Holly Niece. And until we meet again, happy reading.